So the Stropha in the hands of a mag player is already really strong, but I feel like a lot of people are misunderstanding where the actual power of Magnetize really kicks in. Here we are in the simulacrum with mag, so of course we're going to demonstrate the tried and true stock standard way that everyone knows the power of Stropha is 1, 2, 3, 4, boom, and everyone's dead. So we've already seen this before, and especially in a short video, so let's have a quick look at now a finished build when it comes to the Stropha. Here is the Stropha build that I am using. It is a very straightforward build, especially in these purposes, in the sense that I'm using corrosive and heat, a tried and true method to destroy corrupted heavy gunners. But in general gameplay, I will probably stick to using a radiation toxin build instead, because that's way more universal and allows me to just kill everything without having to switch builds all the damn time. Otherwise, condition overload, prime fury, sacrificial steel, especially for that extra heavy attack crit, as well as magnum organ shatter and drifting contact. These should be really straightforward mods. Now, what I want to demonstrate really is that the power of the Magnetize is not actually to do with the damage multiplier, but instead to do with the grouping. Let me explain. We're first going to have a look at how many heavy attacks it requires from the Stropha to actually kill a group of corrupted heavy gunners inside a Magnetized bubble. So, here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. With a straggler. So that's 8 and a straggler. Great. Awesome. Now, if I were to now switch to something like the Looter Mag build, which has 255 power strength, what a lot of people seem to think is that extra power strength is actually going to factor in to the power of the Stropha in this scenario. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and a straggler. So really it doesn't. In this case I somehow got lucky and it actually killed them in one less shot. But in actual reality, it doesn't actually make a difference. And we can really demonstrate that with another way by actually removing the Magnetized bubble altogether. I'm going to need you to remember back to the start of the video about the experience with the Magnetized bubble, because I'm about to drop it. 2, 3, 4. And we have the exact same, if not slightly different, scenario. In this case, enemies are a little bit more sort of spread out, but that probably goes more to what I am trying to demonstrate. It's all about how the Magnetized bubble is able to bring enemies in order to really increase the power of the Stropha through that punch through that comes from that heavy attack and also the main attacks as well. And we can really also see the difference where we use a different ability that groups enemies together. For example, something like Ensnare. Ensnare, of course, doesn't exactly group enemies together in such a way that they kind of clip into each other. There is quite a bit of a gap, and as a result, unfortunately we can't kill everyone. And that's the deal. So, what does that mean? Any ability that is able to clump enemies together in such a way that they're kind of mushed in and sort of clipping together, that's going to really increase the power of the Stropha. And obviously, some people are going to think of a particular ability immediately, and yes, I've thought of that as well. Good old-fashioned Nidus with good old-fashioned lava. So obviously, now that these enemies are clumped together in such a way, 1, 2, 3, 4, they're all dead. If anything, it's entirely possible that Nidus's lava is slightly better than Magnetize in this regard, because sometimes the Magnetize bubble does sort of miss in some way. I'm not entirely sure, but that's pretty much it. The damage multiplier of Magnetize does not serve any function whatsoever. Even if you use more power strength, you're going to have the exact same experience with your Stropha. But the range of the Magnetized bubble, on the other hand, that could be something that you could make a lot of value out of, because that will grab in more enemies and that will bring them in together to be sort of mushed together. The only thing that power strength seems to actually affect when it comes to a Magnetized bubble in this regard is how much pulling force it has on nearby enemies to bring them into the Magnetized bubble. Sometimes when you're not using a lot of power strength on a Magnetized bubble, it doesn't really bring anyone in, so just keep that in mind. But generally speaking, that power strength is not going to play much of a role at all. So that's pretty much it. Let me know what you think about all this in the comments below. How do you want to use Stropha? Do you actually use Stropha even without Magnetize or any of these grouping abilities? Because the Stropha is already powerful as is, and you can definitely kill a lot of enemies without having to rely on something like that. Alternatives also include something like the Perversus Cernos or the Ferox, the secondary form of Ferox at least. There are other ways to bring in enemies, you don't have to use an ability. But that's pretty much it. Hope you guys enjoyed this. If you liked this video, hit that like button, subscribe for more WarFrame content, and until next time, I'll see you guys later. Thanks for watching. Bye.